Leafs got to win this game. Poor Todd Gill, he was in there, a tough penalty on the guy. I mean, you know, and I'm not getting on the referees again, but I can't believe some of the penalties over here were in the playoffs. I hate that. Let the guys play. No chintzy penalties in overtime, please. Let the players decide at least the overtime.
Well, Cavallini and Gill, two defensemen, have the overtime goals in these playoffs, so keep your eyes on the points, as Don says. Bob?
Thank you, Ron. Well, Todd Gill scored at 2:15 of overtime in Game 2 to give the Maple Leafs a 1-0 victory. And after their 5-1 win in the opener, they had a 2-0 lead in the series. Now Chicago has come back to win Game 3 here, and now they're in overtime in Game 4.
This will be the 4th overtime in playoff history. Here are the results of the other games. I'm hoping Rob Schick, who's done a nice job tonight, after he signals to the goal judges, says, look at boys, there's no ball in this whistle. Let's go.
Well, they're gonna go. And here we do go. The crowd roaring, and the Leafs win the first draw and shoot it in. It's around the boards. Chelios is checked. Toronto moving up. Clark stumbles and falls against Chelios and Green. Green gets it ahead. The Leafs have it again. Gilmour back. Here's a shot. Kicked away. The rebound. The fave again. Tried to backhand it in. And Chicago get it out over the line. 3 of them are coming in. And the center shot is blocked. Big rebound there off the right pad of Potvin. Leafs get it ahead to Gartner. He's winding up. And that shot blocked by Belfour. Cut the angle again. Suter played it ahead. Cut by Elliott down the ice. No icing. That's been waved off, so they'll change quickly. First minute of overtime. Couple of chances already. Play call. That was offside. They'll bring it back inside the Leaf line.
I think what both coaches do here is they plead with their players not to beat themselves. Make them make a good play to get the winner. No cross-ice passes in our own zone. No defenseman getting caught on a bad pinch. One forward back all the time. It's never a bad play to shoot and go to the net without the puck.
Roenick, Murphy, and Amonte for Chicago. Eastwood with Vanderbilt. There are the checkers for Toronto. Here's Eastwood coming back to the net, leaving it for Elliott to do the work, and he got it out. Weinrich turns. Pearson is the other forward on there for Toronto. Chicago with the puck at their own blue line. Weinrich trying to step to center. Played it in off his stick. Knocked down by Murphy right in front of the net. It's centered. Roenick scores!
Series is tied at 2 apiece. This one is over.
Well, Jeremy Roenick, who's been a great player in this playoff, but hasn't scored, saved his first goal to be his biggest goal. And the Hawks have now turned this series into a best 2 out of 3. It looked like a harmless shoot-in that the Leafs had control of the puck. But they lost it, never got it back, and Roenick ended it. Here's the shoot-in. Right here. Todd Gill's got it. Tries to get it out, doesn't get it out. And then everybody overcompensates, and Roenick walks in all alone and chips it up over a sprawling Potvin to win the game. Here's an ISO on the game winner.
Stadium erupted, and the capacity crowd is still roaring. 1:23 is the time. Jeremy Roenick from Amonte and Murphy, and what a bang-bang play it was.
And this grand old lady will host Game 6. So the last playoff game has not been played in the Chicago Stadium.
Chicago wins in overtime. The final score, Chicago
Off again, as they so often have through this whole series.
A saw-off on the draw, and the Penguins got possession. Yager's shot went wide. Centering pass knocked away by Dave Poulin. Mullen keeps the puck in. Cleared, not out. Murphy kept it in for Pittsburgh. Backhand shot bounces wildly to the front of the net. Another backhand shot went wide. Miller goes to the boards. Mullen kept the puck in. Chipped off the glass and out. And this will do it. Pavelka put it away, and the Penguins have been eliminated by the Washington Capitals. The Washington Capitals leave the ice victorious, having played a tremendous series under Jim Schoenfeld and having eliminated the Pittsburgh Penguins, a team many thought could bounce back after playoff disaster last year and win the Cup. But now questions run through the organization. Will Mario Lemieux retire this summer? He says he'll use this summer to have some reflection and some thought about what he'll do in the future. What changes will have to be made to the league's highest paid team, who late in the season were seen as having lots of experience, and now they're seen as being old and tired. The final score, Washington 6, Pittsburgh 3. It'll be the Capitals and the Rangers in round number 2.
What, are you afraid of sharks or something?
No, 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 there's no limit. No, 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 too deep, no mountain too high. No, no limits, won't give up the fight. We do what we want, and we do it with pride.
The human spirit knows no limits, but hockey series do. Tonight, Game 7, the winner take all, the San Jose Sharks at Toronto Maple Leafs. 50,000 people have paid to get into the game tonight. There's the crowd at Skydome, Toronto. $4 Canadian if you want to see it in TO and then pour into the streets if all goes well. By the same token, it's $3 American and you're at San Jose Arena. They expect a full house to watch it on their version of the Jumbotron in California. Needless to say, full house here. There's the t-shirts most are wearing. Refuse to lose. The Toronto Maple Leafs host the San Jose Sharks in Game 7. Good evening. Welcome to Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. I'm Ron McLean. When it's a best of one, the victory is usually a net result. 2 years ago, these teams weren't even in the playoffs. What's changed? Well, maybe the biggest thing is the starting goaltending. 2 years ago, Felix Potvin was the American League MVP. Arturs Irbe, the IHL MVP. They carried their teams to the final. Both broke in as rookies and were sensational. Both had their playoff baptisms in Detroit. Both are due. Neither's been up to snuff by their standards in this particular series, but now with the chance to move on, how'd you like to be Felix Potvin or Arturs Irbe? Felix or Arturs? Who do you like this evening? That's probably where it will start. Bob Cole has always said great goaltending makes for great games. This morning, he was in conversation with a couple of lads from Kirkland Lake. Kevin and Craig Fairhurst. Two great, that's Hillary, by the way, Bob's daughter in the middle. There's a couple of fellows with cerebral palsy. I want to say hi to my buddy with cerebral palsy, Mike Sharshin in Ancaster. We all know they're the guys that run the show. And you saw Harry with Dr. Leif Douglas, a couple of guys that keep you in stitches. Sharks are coming out, so that means it's time for our man in the great stitches. Don Cherry, what do you think about tonight?
Well, I can see the coaches in there now. Kevin Constantine, he's saying, look, we're not even supposed to be here. We're out of this already. Relax, take it easy. Don't be afraid to lose. Go out and have some fun. These guys are saying they should have had us out 4 straight. I can hear Pat Burns in there. Let's have somebody else besides Wendel, Clark, and Gilmour do something. There's 2 guys carrying this whole club. That's ridiculous. Let's do something. No dummy penalties. No 2-on-1. It's our billing. We're the best team. Let's go out and do it. It's gut check time.
The Vancouver Canucks are watching. So are millions coast to coast in Canada. The Sharks and the Leafs. That says it all.
And welcome to Game 7 at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. I'm Bob Cole with Harry Neal in the booth. And oh, to be a goaltender in a Stanley Cup 7th game. No, thank you. Arturs Irbe, his second. He's 1-0. Felix Potvin. This is his 4th Game 7 in a very young career. He is 2-1. It's a tough job at any time, folks. A 7th game, that's toughest of all. Here's Terry Gregson, the referee. Kevin Collins and Randy Minton will work the lines. San Jose Sharks starting with Moore and Cronin at the blue line. Baker, Erie, and Odgers up front. Making some more muscle for the Leafs. Kent Vanderbilt, Eastwood, and Baumgartner. Gill and Ellett are the defensemen. Gill falling, getting back up. Shooting it in. Look for some heavy hitting early in the game. Baumgartner just missed his man with the first attempt. Moore, Baumgartner chased him. Vanderbilt takes the puck. Trying to roll it in back to the net. It hopped over the glass off his stick. It'll come out over the line. Zazzle against Larionov. So you know Gartner and Makarov are on there for San Jose. Berg and Osborne on the wings for the Leafs, and Berg is back in the net. Trying to center it. He is tied up by Ozelinch. Garpenloff trying to race out, and Zazzle caught him. But coming up on the play is Norton. He got in over the line. Makarov takes it off the boards. Osborne will pick it up and a chance to clear it. He does that, rolling it across center and down inside the San Jose line. Irbe wandering early, getting out there to stop it. Ozelinch turns and comes out with Larionov. He fired it ahead. Garpenlaw ran into McCown. The puck in over the line. The Leafs will take this opportunity to change. It is Gilmour stealing the puck. Clark now fired it in back of the goal and chases it. Look out, Duchesne. He took a hit. Clark kept motoring, and Duchesne didn't see him come. Here's another hit by Gartner. Ozelinch was hammered on the boards. Norton shot. Potvin, the first save of the hockey game. Game 7. Minute and a half into it. No score. If you just joined us, Clark rolled it out there by Peterson. Wow, getting into it early tonight at Maple Leaf Gardens. Peterson. Alec. Coming up over the Leaf line. Had it poked away from him. Here's Gilmour. Here's a chance. Borshevsky. Great play by Irbe. The goaltender with the poke check. Got out there and knocked the puck away from a great scoring chance for the Maple Leafs. Borshevsky. Great save. From center ice. Potvin got the stick on that. That'll go into the crowd. First big scoring chance. And Irbe was shining.
Well, not all great plays are saves by goalies. And this one, as you mentioned, Bob, a poke check. Now, when you're a goaltender and it's one-on-one, you're taking a chance on the poke check. Because if you miss it, Borshevsky's by the goalie, stick is right out of the play, and he'd score. But he took it right off the stick of a clever stick handler, Borshevsky. The Leafs came out hitting big time. Clark nailed Duchesne, and Gartner threw a big check on the same shift.
Jamie Baker for San Jose. Had the draw, but then lost it. Got away from him. That is Rouse of the Leafs back to the net. Played off the boards and down the ice. Jason Moore back in his own zone. Eastwood is forechecking. Pass to Cronin. Cronin rattle one to center, and Baker moved it up for Falloon. Trying to get it back. Falloon gets a pass in front of the net, and Andreychuk was there, but he handed it right back to Falloon. Falloon's shot blocked. 3 Leafs on this rush. In on the wing. Too far for Eastwood. Irbe out of the net. He didn't see the Leaf player Andreychuk come in. Andreychuk kicked it back of the goal. Here comes Borshevsky to pick it up. Borshevsky played it off the boards. The Leafs are pressing here again, but Eastwood sliding it up the net. It went right to Whitney, and he cleared it. McCown now shooting it in. Irbe missed it. Whistle by him behind the net. The Leafs are changing as the Sharks shoot it down the ice. And an icing call against San Jose. 3:24 into the first period. No score. The face-off will be to the left of Irbe. Randy Minton, the linesman, is telling Zazzle that he's the official. You get your stick down or you'll go out. That's the warning. So there's the face-off kick back by Zazzle. Long shot in front of the net. Oh, a nice save by Irbe as Osborne and Zazzle were in close. And a loose puck was right in front of the net.
Well, Peter Zazzle, as good as any center in the league at tying up your stick and then kicking the drawback. A good point shot. The Leafs at this morning's practice, their point men were working hard at moving laterally so they can get the shot past the defensive forwards. There is the stop by Irbe, and the stop was nothing compared to the recovery on the loose puck.
Zazzle getting that scoring chance for Toronto. Still no score. 3:30 into the period. It is McCown shooting a long one. Right in front of the net was Osborne. Couldn't get a stick free, though. The Sharks bring it back. Larionov tossed it in for Garpenlaw, and Berg will rub him out back to the net. McCown coming over to help. Garpenlaw trying to shake away from Berg and can't do it. And Lefebvre gets away. Lefebvre tied up by Larionov. He got it ahead, though, to Osborne. And the pass was intercepted at the Sharks line. Makarov turning around and picking up some speed as he comes in there. Makarov and around the net, centered it. And Potvin got the stick out there to block the pass out. Leafs moving out. It'll be Gilmour. Long shot in. Gartner hitting a lot early in the game. Clark and Gilmour with him, but the Sharks take the puck out. Ozelinch's long pass, intercepted by Gilmour, who got back very quickly and knifed that one over the...
It's the Leaf defense who are moving up, standing still with no room to back up, and they can kill you on that kind of a rush.
Gill lost it at the blue line to Shane, and Potvin rescued him by stopping that shot. Gill lost it at the blue line, and Duchesne was in there. Here's Dahlin now trying to center it. Alec got in front, and they caught him in time. Pair of good chances for San Jose, but now Clark, he's in with a shot. Hard wrist shot that missed the far corner. Clark in bumping. Out comes Dahlin. Takes a look around and gets it up to Wellick as he crosses the line. Dahlin tried to set it up, and Clark was back. Here's Gilmour. Down the wing, but Clark going for the net. Gilmour right in. Shoots. And that's stopped by Dahlin. A great rush by Gilmour. Clark in front of the net. But Irbe saw Gilmour all the way, and he beat him.
You are right. Talking about the goaltenders, Bob, they both look like they're ready to play tonight. Irbe has made 2 or 3 big stops. Here is a very dangerous rush. Todd Gill makes a great play to intercept the pass across, and the Leafs catch the Sharks a little too deep, and Gilmour hangs on to it. What patience as the one Leaf takes out both defensemen, and Gilmour can't get it through. Give Wendel Clark a plus for going to the net and causing that traffic jam and almost allowing Gilmour enough room to score. Todd Gill lost the puck at the blue line, and Duchesne came in from 32 feet out and could not beat Potvin.
From this face-off, Cronin hopping on it. Gave it to Moore. Gartner hit Cronin as he made that play. Rouse backs up to the Leaf line. Gives it to Larionov. Up to center, and he shoots it ahead right in on the net as he tried to hit Vanderbilt with that lead pass. Arturs scooped it back inside his own line, and Baker has to turn. Arturs moving to center. Vanderbilt caught him. Gartner sailing after him. Now they're hitting everywhere. Gartner goes flying. The pass through to the net, and Potvin blocked it. Here's another chance. Knocked away into the corner. Good play by Lacroix. And a play called. High stick made contact, I think. And the referee has called the play.
Many guys in that department, all kinds of pressure. The 7th game, Bob. Maybe Carl, the flying Wallenda, the great circus high wire artist, said it best when he said, being on a tight rope is living. Everything else is waiting. Everybody's living in this building tonight.
And the waiting continues for the first goal in the hockey game. We've hit the 6-minute mark. Intercepted pass hit center by Ozelinch. He rolled it ahead. The Leafs pick it up. Then Ozelinch again. And fired it to the far side. Larionov will circle. Cecil watching him go back there. Cecil nearly took it away from him. Went right into his skate and he didn't realize it. Larionov now given some room to move up through the middle. Potvin out of the net, missed it. And McCown was there to send Berg away. A little bit too far for him. And Norton couldn't clear it. Norton again from Larionov. Long pass through center is tipped down the ice, wide of the net. This time Potvin stops it for Sylvain Lefebvre, and the Sharks are changing. Berg touched it near center, but he wasn't up to center ice. And that's an icing call against Toronto. Face off to the left of Potvin. Pat Burns has the Gilmour line on again against the Ellick line for San Jose. That's Duchesne and Dahlin. Out of the net, Irbe. He lost it against Clark. Clark couldn't hang on to it, though he did knock it down. And it's Dahlin. Shoving the puck in front of the net, and out goes Krupa. Down on the wing is Dahlin again. Dahlin waits, put a shot in. Rebound off Potvin's pad, goes back to the goal, and here comes Gartner. Gets away from Alec. Through center, knocked it in over the line, and Gill had to stop at the blue line. Peterson with Gartner on him. Gartner can't take it away. And turning is Todd Alec. Lost it. Here's a chance for Gill. Shoots. That's blocked. Peterson fell, blocked it, and then from his knees cleared it. Pass to Clark. Sharks were changing. Clark has 3. Right in on top of him, so he had to roll it in and go off. Coming up to the 8-minute mark of the first, no score. Potvin out again. Rouse back. Going the other way, but Baker stopped it. Larionov checked him, and Eastwood gets back to his own net. High on the glass and over it. And into the crowd. Dare we talk about the first goal?
Well, the first goal has been gigantic for both these teams. San Jose 5-0 when they get it in the playoffs. Toronto 7-1. Constantine and his Sharks appear to be proponents of that time-worn NHL playoff belief. Great work in the playoff marathon is performed by strength, not by strength, but by perseverance. And this team has persevered through a horrible first 2 years in the league and have come on this year, knocked off the Red Wings, are in position to do that to the Leafs, and that would have been a good bet about March 15th.
It didn't look like they were going to do much differently when they started this season.
0-8-1.
Yes, and then they got it going. And they're still here. Lefebvre backhands one in, but the Leafs Zazzle was offside. Ozelinch for the Sharks shoots it in. Potvin very careful with this as Lefebvre was coming back. Gilmour around the net. Lefebvre moving the other way. And coming out. Tried to hit Gilmour, and that went by him. It might go on the net. It does. And Irbe has to play it. Intercepted. The Leafs forechecking. But there's Makarov stealing the Gilmour pass. He's up there with Gartner coming for the net. Dropped it back to Ozelinch. He's done it in great play. And Potvin grabs it. What a play by San Jose. But it's still scoreless. Harry coming up very big. What a play, though.
Fourth man in the rush. This time Larionov. Potvin makes a big stave with his right leg.
Kicked it out. And then held it. Well, the Leafs get it up to Clark. One man is back. Clark, big shot. Wendel Clark with one of those rockets. And I mean rocket. 1-0 Toronto. Wow, what a shot.
Don't you wish we had a radar gun to find out how hard this shot was? Because I'm telling you right now, it was a bullet from the top of the circle that hamstrung Irbe over his left hand to put the Leafs up 1-0. It may have hit Peterson's stick as he put it out to block it.
Well,
it sure handcuffed Irbe.
What a drive by Clark. Wrist shot. All wrists. Amazing.
Wendel Clark's sixth goal of this season prolongs his playoff scoring streak to 7 games, 6 goals, 4 assists, 9 points. Here's another look. Did it? Did it hit? Yes, it did. It hit the stick of Peterson, and that's what handcuffed Irbe, but it was a bullet anyway. And who has a better wrist shot in this league from 30 feet out, coming down the wrong wing than Wendel Clark?
Well, he was up across center when he got that pass, and he just, you could see the stick bend as he leaned into it. And yes, it did tip the stick of Peterson a wee bit. But Irbe, you saw that left glove, he couldn't move it out quickly enough.
Well, no one in this building or any other building knows where the shot would have gone if it hadn't hit Peterson's stick. But we've seen Wendel Clark score from there many times in his career. And if the first goal theory holds up, the Leafs got themselves in pretty good shape. But there's a long way to go.
7th of the playoffs for Wendel Clark. A big one tonight from Eastwood and Rouse. 8:58 the time of that goal. 1-0 Toronto leading.
Remember, they were asking where Wendel was in the Chicago series. They're not asking that question here. 1 goal in the Chicago series, 6 of them in this one.
So we're nearing the halfway mark of the first period. And the Leafs draw first blood on the Sharks. Peterson will come back in his own zone. Clark in for checking. hit the side of the net, and Gartner nearly had a chance on a gift. Here's Gilmour and Clark again. Elliott slides it over, and a shot from the lines. Stopped by Irbe. The Leafs forechecking tenaciously now. Dahlen, and he didn't see it. Elliott couldn't move on it. It slides down the ice. Here's Elliott taking the pass, rolling it ahead for Gilmour, who was bumped near the blue line. And Jason Moore is back. Here's the pass. Gets up inside the Leaf line. Larionov. Arturs forechecking for San Jose. Larionov. Looked like he might come up the middle, but decided on the boards. There goes Eastwood, and he overskates the puck. Baker took it away. Backhanded in by Moore. Arturs fell to the ice and swept it to the far corner. Pass comes off the stick of Andreychuk and out to center. Knocked back in, but right to Rouse. Rouse's pass is intercepted, and the Sharks dump it in. Closing the gap in between the two blue lines now. The Leafs are up 1-0. And the checking getting just a little closer. Here's the pass to Gartner, who's open. Took the shot, and Potvin, an easy save. Did not have to move. That shot straight at the goaltender. And they just grabbed time to start. First game of the Eastern Conference Final. 9 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the first period. Toronto leads 1-0. Norton goes back, and Berg chased him. He got away from Berg. Made a good move to skate to center ice. This is a good rushing defenseman. Now he has to turn back at the line and cleared it ahead, and the play goes offside. 8:51 left.
Norton is a great skater. There's no question about that. And with this fivesome that he plays with, if you don't like the looks of the rush, you turn around and regroup. Of course, we know the Soviets have done that with great success for years. They've talked Mr. Norton into playing that way. The other four on the big five for the Sharks are all Europeans, and they need not be taught how to do that.
This is Peterson. Bad pass. Gartner up and in, and a penalty coming up to San Jose. A bad pass that Gartner was allowed to pick up and break for the net, but he was tripped up. And this is the first power play of the game, and it'll go to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Young Krupa takes the penalty. He was not the victim on it. He was the victim of a lousy pass from Peterson. And then he's going the wrong way. And if he doesn't upset Gartner, Gartner's walking to the goal. Well, the penalty was kind of justified. The 19-year-old put in a tough spot by his defense partner.
The Leafs power play has been dynamite against the Sharks in this series. And they get one right now. The commissioner of the National Hockey League, Gary Bettman, looking on. And he's here for Game 7. 8 for 24.
33%. Nobody's power play is that strong on a yearly basis.
Clark has made it 1-0 for Toronto at 8:58, and now the Leafs go on the power play. Krupa for tripping. And the Sharks win the face-off and kill some time right off the bat by shooting it all the way down the ice. Duchesne was going in there. Potvin cleared it away, and Larionov takes his time coming out. Gilmour dropped it back to Elliott. Duchesne chased him, and Elliott shot it in. Irbe stepped down. Played it into the corner for Cronin. He gave it to Baker, and again, the Sharks shoot it away. Potvin took a look. He was going to throw it ahead, but he saw Duchesne get in there quickly, so he left it, allowing Larionov to bring it out. The four Sharks line up, now back up as they hit center, and the Leafs dump it in. Irbe is out of the net, shot it high, and it did get out, but I think it hit the glass first. And the play is stopped with 7:54 remaining in the opening period, and a minute 16 left in the penalty to Krupa.
Well, the Leafs certainly are not afraid to dump the puck in softly and let this guy Irbe handle it. He has given it away a number of times in this series. I'm I'm not sure any have directly resulted in goals, but if you're out there killing the penalty with him and you're going back to pick up a loose puck and you don't know what he's going to do with it, it makes the situation terrifying for the defenseman.
Sharks are doing a good job killing this penalty. The Leafs have not had a shot yet. Irbe put one in wide of the Leaf net. Potvin out alertly and lost it. At the side of the net, Irbe nearly jammed it in. And Ella got to the far side and knocked it away. 1 minute left in the penalty. Irbe coming close, shorthanded. Ella from center ice. Again, they elect to shoot it in. Irbe can't clear it by Borshevsky. It's up the line, and Ella kept it onside, took a shot, deflected wide of the goal, and Ozelinch immediately feeding it off the boards and down the ice. 37 seconds left in the penalty. The two teams are changing. New, fresh penalty killers on for San Jose. Duchesne had gone off, is back on again. Moore and Cronin are the defensemen. Baker, the other forward. Eastwood and Gill try to go in. They do, but they're offside at the San Jose line, and now only 22 seconds left in the penalty to Krupa.
Well, the Leafs are having trouble getting that puck into the Sharks zone and then getting the first forechecker to them. The Sharks, as we've mentioned many times, one forechecker, and he's a passive forechecker. Three guys backing up on the penalty kill. Here's a very careless play, not only by Potvin, but by Ellett, although who was going to take it? And Irbe nearly sneaks out in front here and sticks it between the legs of Potvin.
Great penalty killing so far by the Sharks. On this, the first power play of the game. Krupa now has 16 seconds left in this penalty. Todd Gill coming out against Duchesne. He's the front man, and the other three line up and kind of back up as the Leafs charge in. They get it this time. At the side of the net, the shot blocked. Hart battling, knocked flat as he tried to jam it by the goaltender. Hart was knocked to the ice, and Irbe hangs on.
Well, the most physical by a long shot of all the Shark defensemen, Sean Cronin, really drilled Clark, who was trying to walk, not from behind the net, but across the rink from about 6 feet out. Here comes a check now. A good play because it ends the possibility of Clark scoring, unless you can score when you're sitting in your rear end. Here's another look. Cronin has played very well for the Sharks, and he has been the most physical player along with Rogers and Irbe on this San Jose Shark team. A peaceful group other than those three.
Big hit there on Wendel Clark, who has scored the goal in the game. Leafs lead 1-0. Here's his shot from the line, and that is deflected nicely high into the crowd, and the penalty is over. The Sharks are back at full strength.
A lot of the damage the Leafs power play has caused the Sharks come from point shots that get through. The Shark penalty killing forwards, especially Irbe, have blocked a lot of shots. They've deflected a lot of shots, and they've discouraged even more shots from the point by getting right in front of the shooter.
Norton got the puck as far as center. McCown will send him back again. He's around the net with Zezel coming in to hit him. And a penalty, I think. Zezel. And it's the elbow sign. He ran into Norton on a check on the boards behind the net, or just to the right, and he's gone for 2 minutes. Elbow.
Well, it was a late call by referee Gregson. He didn't put his hand up as soon as the hit occurred. I think it was a penalty. There's no question about that. Norton called for it and got it. But when we look at it, as usual, it was an elbow or a high stick, whatever you want to call it. Nearly ripped Norton's helmet off.
13:41. Peter Zezel for elbow. Time 13:41.
13:41, the time on the penalty. Toronto 1, San Jose 0. This is a shot from the San Jose arena you just saw. They do that, of course, when they get on the power play. The jaws. Well, let's see how the jaws work here. Nearly got clamped there by Osborne as he nearly stole one in front of the net. But here's Makarov coming up over the line, looking to hang on to it. The Leafs break it up, and it's dumped away by Bird.
If the San Jose power play was effective at all, Bob, this series could easily be over now. They are 3 for 36 on the power play against the Leafs in this series.
Larionov gets it in over the line, and Lefebvre dumped it away. Fires Osborne. Got to the line, but not, and now it's out. That's something around 8%, a little better maybe. Terrible.
With the kind of guys they can put out there.
That pass was offside.
Well, with this group, Ozolinsh, Norton, Larionov, Makarov, and sometimes Irbe to go get some loose pucks, but often Garpenloff, they don't shoot as often as they should, and they've been getting less and less power play time in the last 3 games, especially game number 6, as Constantine now decides, as he has lately, to go with Ellick, Whitney, and Dahlin.
And Burns goes with Gilmour and Manderville. Gilmour takes the puck in there. Gilmour trying to get in around the San Jose net and lost it. Trying to beat Ellick. Ellick got just enough of him. Sharks come out, and here's Ellick across center to the Leaf line. Poked away by Ellick. Ellick moving up for San Jose. Peterson going in. And Ellick gets a pass back. The long shot. Dahlin is at the side of the net. Going the other way, and Rouse caught him. Whitney comes in to help for San Jose with Ellick on the boards. Whitney took it on a skate. Ellick knocked it down. Ellick couldn't clear it. Ellick again for the Sharks coming in. The pass back of the net. That is Dahlin working back there. Centered it. Here's a chance. Shot block. Rebound. Puck back on over. Another shot went up over the net. And Gilmour gets it out and down the ice. 10 seconds left in that penalty to Zazzle. And the crowd applauding Potvin and the penalty killers, but the Sharks did get in there and came very, very close to tying the game.
Every time Ulf Dahlin gets the puck behind the Leaf net, whether it's 5-on-5 or on the power play, he causes all kinds of trouble. Now there he is behind the net. Does Ellick get him? Does Rouse get him? Who does Manderville take? Their backs are turned to a lot of the Sharks. Watch the stop by Potvin as he robs Ellick on a goal on the power play. Ulf Dahlin, only a guy who wears number 99 and maybe 93 are any more dangerous than he is when he gets that puck behind the net.
2 seconds left of the penalty. 1-0, Toronto leading. Clark the goal at 8:58. 4:21 left in the first period. Jason Moore in his own zone, deep ahead to Falloon. Falloon coming out, and the play has been called in behind the play. Eastwood and Baker, I think it's Baker, will both get penalties. Coming up during the first intermission, Coach's Corner with Don Cherry and Ron McLean. We have 4:11 left in the first period.
Double penalties there to Baker and Eastwood, as you mentioned, Bob. After the face-off, they both held each other. And Gregson watched it for a while and then has got them both in the penalty box. So we have 4-on-4 here.
Yes, a little more room out there now to move about. And Lefebvre takes the opportunity to dump it in there. Gilmour went after it. He and Gartner are the forwards for Toronto. Indeed. Gartner was knocked down, allowing Ozolinsh to play it ahead. Makarov through center with Larionov, and Norton, the defenseman who loves to join in on the rush, went in ahead of the play. He was offside.
Well, if it isn't Ozolinsh, it's Norton. And they have to be careful or they go offside, as Norton just did. But this 4-man unit here, the guys that are going to cause the trouble at the end of the rush, wear number 8 and number 6 for the team in teal blue. And this guy, Larionov, if you're in the clear, you're going to get the puck.
Yes. I doubt somehow you'll have to kick it up to your stick. He's a great playmaker. This time the Leafs win the draw from him, and it's cleared across center ice. 30 seconds gone in the minor penalties. Baker and Eastwood. 1-0, Toronto leading in the first period. 3:30 remaining. Gilmour nearly took it away from Makarov. Ozolinsh drops it back. The big circle job is on. They go back again. Makarov left it at center. And Larionov is stopped at the leaf line by McCown. Gartner chasing Ozolinch. Norton on the other side, skating in over the leaf line. Lefebvre knocked him down. He fell on the puck. And there's no further play, and it will come down the ice or outside the line for the face-off. 3:09 left in the period.
Show you something that takes a lot of nerve. Standing up on a one-on-one situation against Larionov or any of those four players, Makarov. They can usually paralyze you with one move and step by you with another. That was a great defensive play by McCown.
Under a minute remaining in the minor penalties, so they remain 4 aside. Andreychuk nearly stole one inside the line. Sharks looking just a little careless inside their own blue line. It's dropped back now. Goodrow, he leaps across center, gets over the leaf line, and was slammed on the boards. And Ella takes it. Lost it again. Peterson shot. That is blocked. The rebound to Shane. Couldn't get a shot away. He centered it. Hit a skate. Went back of the net. And Andreychuk comes up with it. Andreychuk to Manderville. Hit a skate with the pass. Now Manderville has it. And he circles back. Played ahead to Gill. And now Ellett again. Back to Gill. Through center ice. Here's Manderville coming in on the backhand. And it's stumped by Irbe. Good play by Manderville to get in. Irbe took the angle away from him. Manderville going off. And Norton shot it up for Larionov. He's in there waiting. Winds up. The shot doesn't get too far. And the Leafs jump out there. Berg got to his own line. His pass hit Ozolinch. He got it again and shot it in. Wide of the net, but here comes Osborne. He falls and slides into the boards. Larionov coming out. Nice play up to Gartner. In on the wing is Makarov, and he's nailed, but he shakes it off and keeps going. Lefebvre stayed with him. And it's Berg of the Maple Leafs clearing it to the line and out to center. Ozolinch from his own blue line to center, rolled it ahead to Garpenlov, and he shoots it in. Minute and a half left in the opening period. 1-0. Toronto leading. Lefebvre and McCown. McCown is bumped by Erie. Here comes Gilmour. Gilmour putting on the brakes along the boards. The pass gets over in front. Gartner was tied up, and Dahlin is back. He and Erie get over the line. Dahlin coming in. Shoots. Potvin the save. Rebound. Scramble. Potvin has it. Felix Potvin looking very sharp and agile in the first period of this hockey game.
Burns is screaming from the Leaf bench. Goaltender interference on Bob Erie. Remember, the Leafs got called twice in Game 6. This guy Dahlin can make things happen. Look at Erie go. He goes right into Potvin. He doesn't knock him down, and he's lucky he didn't touch the puck with his hand. Because if he did, and then Dahlin picks it up, you get a whistle. Potvin makes a very awkward but important stop.
1 minute and a second left in the opening period. The face-off to the right of Potvin. Jumps on it. Clark tipped it on the boards and out to center ice. Peterson prevented Clark from skating up to it. And Ellett turns back. Pass just missing Erie. Clark to center, doesn't get the pass. Krupa does. Played it into Erie. Gilmour got back to hook it away from him. Now Dahlin turning back. Dahlin left it up the Leaf line. Here's Ellett moving up. He centered it. It's knifed into the corner, and Rouse slapped it on the boards and down the ice, and Clark is going in there quickly, but Irbe is out of the net. He picks it up and hangs on to it. And Clark turned away from him. Now what? They all gather.
I'm sure you're going to see referee Gregson go over and warn Arturs Irbe. You can pick that puck up in the crease, but if you wander out to the dot, you're in trouble. He's going to do it discreetly. He's not going to roar over and make an issue.
The Leaf bench is standing at the far side. Watch it again. Lots of time to make up his mind, and his mind is made up. I'm hanging on to this one.
Not a bad idea, but when you do it that far from the crease, you're leaving yourself wide open. Wendel complains to Gregson. Gregson, I'm sure, has told Arturs Irbe, you're going to come out that far, Arturs, move it or get rid of it.
23 seconds left in the period. Toronto leads 1-0. Elliott is checked at the blue line and can't get a stick on it as Whitney had him tied up. It's lifted back inside the Sharks line, and Baker has to hurry back. Eastwood was in there. They get it out, slap it back in. Eastwood has to clear the zone. He does. Whip down the ice. That's the last shot of this period. The shots are 10-7 in favor of San Jose. Potvin was great for Toronto. Clark has scored the only goal at 8:58 from Eastwood and Rouse. Coming up is Don Cherry in the coach's corner. The score at the end of the first period. Toronto Maple Leafs 1, San Jose Sharks no score. Ready to go at Maple Leaf Gardens for the second period. San Jose had a pretty good first period. They didn't get a goal. The Leafs got the only scoring play when Clark got it at 8:58 on a bullet shot.
San Jose was 6 good scoring chances. The Leafs 4. The Leafs scored on one of their 4.
So the second period is underway. Rogers kicked it ahead and right to Allen. Gill takes his pass, step to center, banked it off the boards for Eastwood. He and Moore go back there together. Cronin played it away, but it's kept in by Gill. There's Eastwood again, driving it out front. Here he nearly got going for San Jose. Hopped over his stick. Cronin again, number 44 for the Sharks. Back to the net, the Leafs are changing. And he's just waiting back there. Now he tried to hit Moore with the pass, but he had turned the other way. Cronin again knocked one down. Got it by Zezel and out. McCown turns to Lefebvre. Up to Osborne. He tried to put it by Baker. Zezel was covered. Baker took a swing at it. Osborne stopped it, and Lefebvre got it to center ice. It is shot in there, but Cronin made a good play. Zezel would have been home free had Cronin not stopped that pass. Icing against the Sharks.
Oh, we talk better. I wonder as a defenseman whether it doesn't hurt his defensive play. Does he intercept as many passes? Does he deflect as many shots? Can he hook players when he's a half a step behind them with a stick that's about 6 inches shorter than you think it would be?
Minute 15 into the second period. 1-0 hockey game here in Game 7. Face off to the left of Irbe. Zezel won the draw again. Lefebvre, a shot. That's deflected off the leg and wide of the net. Osborne trying to pick it up off the boards with Berg slapping at it. Here's Zezel again. He drilled it from a sharp angle. And Irbe had that angle covered and held onto it.
I've always thought that if you're at a bad angle and you don't have a play, get a high shot away. See if you can rattle one off his chest. Rebounds are almost impossible to control from there. Pierre Pagé on the left, in the middle having a few potato chips. Ricky Lee, the assistant coach for the Vancouver Canucks, and obviously he's in here to get a look at both these teams because his Canucks are going to play one of them on Monday night.
From the face-off, Zezel winning the draw again. To the corner he goes and comes out. The shot by Osborne is deflected wide. Norton tossed it to the boards. Osborne centered it. Berg was in front. It deflected away to the line right in front of Zezel. And he can't handle it. Osborne will keep it in for Zezel back of the net. Zezel tied up by Norton, so Berg is in there. Berg is bumped by Ozelinch. Ozelinch went off balance. And the Sharks finding a tough time to get it out. Now they can move it out. And Norton played it to Gartner. Garpenlov turning back to his own blue line as the Sharks are changing. The Leafs intercept near center. It is Osborne. He was headed to the bench. Now he will go off as he shoots it in. Irbe out of the net. Flipped it up on the boards away from Gilmour. Garpenlov to center. Peterson missed the pass. And Clark is turning back. Up to Gartner. Gartner is stopped near center ice. Larionov to Duchesne. Gaetan Duchesne can't get away from Mironov, and Mironov put it in back of his own goal, then ahead to Gilmour. Gilmour coming out. He ran into Gartner, who was standing there. Now Clark. He had to get onside before chasing the loose puck. He's in there bumping with Krupa. Dallin. He's bumped by Gartner. Here's Duchesne on the loose puck. Duchesne and Ellick. Duchesne shot. He missed on the short side. It went off the stick of Potvin and up into the crowd. Nearing the 3-minute mark of the second.
What happens when a viper sheds its skin? Presenting the new 300 horsepower V10 Dodge Ram. The first truck that lives up to the name. Pickup.
Every day at factories like this, products like this motor oil are packaged. Some with the MotoMaster Formula 2000 label, some with another famous label. The idea being people pay more for a national brand name. But when you buy MotoMaster oil at Canadian Tire, you get national brand quality that costs less. MotoMaster Formula 2000 meets the same new SH performance standards, just like Quaker State, Castrol, Valvoline, and other national brands. You simply can't buy a higher-rated motor oil. MotoMaster, quality automotive products for a lot less.
Hockey Night in Canada congratulates the Waterloo Sisters, the 94 OHA Junior B champions. They've had a team forever. They beat my Weston Dukes about 40 years ago in the OHA finals, and I've never forgiven them. But congratulations, Waterloo. You've got a long and illustrious history of great Junior B teams.
Ellick winning the draw in the lead zone. Krupa moving up, going for the net. The shot blocked by Potvin. Peterson comes in. Todd Gill takes over in the corner for Toronto and gets it to the line, but not out. Duchesne kept it in. Gill a second chance to clear, and he couldn't. It is center. Potvin kicked it out. Loose puck that Gill knocked away. Krupa moving out. The Sharks are pressing here. Dahlen centered it. Potvin covering against the post on the short side. Here Duchesne shot, and he missed, not by much. Peterson now let one fly, and Potvin stopped that. Todd Gill again from the corner. Got it by Peterson, a 2-on-1 Toronto. Here's Clark with Gartner, and he couldn't pass it over there in time. Clark now to Gartner, back of the net. Bumped by Peterson. It is Ellick. He played it ahead. Krupa will come out of the zone for San Jose. The pass to Ellick. Up over the line. Ellick tossed it in there, and it hit Ellick. Ellick reaching forward around the net for Mike Gartner. Gartner for Gilmour. Gilmour played it off the boards, and that line is going off. Jason Moore skated by the puck in his own zone. Rouse hit Whitney. It's down the ice. No icing this time, and Mironov right in front of his own net, but he got away with it. Couldn't get it out, though. The Sharks pressing here in the second period. Moore's shot is blocked. Bounced to center ice. Borshevsky didn't reach it in time. Eastwood shot it in. Borshevsky in a race with Irbe. Irbe out. Here's Andreychuk. He stopped it. Couldn't get a shot at the net. Cronin away to center ice with Whitney and Falloon. Falloon in with the pass. And Potvin down, covering up on the tip-in attempt. And the Leaf goaltender hangs on to it.
Well, the first 5 minutes for the Leafs has been nearly disastrous. Many giveaways. Andreychuk can't keep the puck alive, but he takes out Baker to make sure he doesn't get in the rush. The Sharks are coming in schools of 3 or 4, and the Leafs are on their heels. They need to settle down, make safe plays. Wendel Clark, if he passes it now, Gartner's in the clear, but he hangs on too long, and the 19-year-old defenseman, Krupa, makes a diving poke check.
1-0, Toronto leading, nearing the 5-minute mark of the second period. Larionov, Gartner, Makarov, Norton, Ozelench. This is the big 5 for the San Jose Sharks. They win the face-off. Norton now trying to move by Berg. Berg has him tied up and gets it out by Zezel down the ice. And here comes Irbe again. Where's he going? He nearly hit Zezel with it. Played it by Zezel on the boards, but the Leafs are in there. Osborne. He cannot center it. Norton by Zezel with the puck is Makarov. He's stopped. The Leafs forechecking. And in there goes Osborne and Berg fell. Osborne back out to center to knock one down with his glove. Tipped up to Zessel. His stick is way high, but the play will continue as Ozil inches back to pick it up. Larionov up to center ice. Norton is coming in, but he's stopped. And Gilmour circles back in his own zone. Gilmour was checked. Nobody was open. Banked it on the boards. No icing again. Norton might have played it. Hit Gilmour's stick as he cleared that one away. Irbe to Alec. Gilmour stopped his man. Now Makarov up over the line with it. He was stopped by Gilmour, who knocked the puck off his stick to center ice. Makarov coming back in. Faked the shot. Put it off the boards back of the net. There's Potvin trying to clear it. Alec back of the net out front. Dallin. That backhander is blocked in front of Potvin. Clark gets it away. Cruising in there is Mike Gartner. Gartner coming down to the corner around the net. Can't center it, and Krupa gave him a rough ride on the boards. Back out for Alec. The Sharks looking to tie the game. Alec coming up, dropped it back. Dallin coming in front, shoots. That's stopped by Potvin. The Sharks are rushing goal. And Potvin had to come up big again. It remains 1-0 Toronto.
Watching Bob Airy for 6 games, they put the C on the right Shark. Here's a good play by Todd Gill as he won't let Erie go to the net. And had he let him go to the net and stomp in front, would Potvin have seen that shot? No one will ever know.
Gilmour poked at it. It went right to the net. And Potvin had to cover up again. So another face-off in the Leaf zone to the left. The Sharks have come out in the second period and have really carried it to the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it's still 1-0 Toronto.
Doug Gilmour, Selkie Trophy winner. He should win it again this year. Watch what he does after the draw in his own zone. He's got Jamie Baker, and maybe Jamie Baker's got him, but you defensive centers, don't let that guy go anywhere if you don't know where that puck went.
Nearing the 7-minute mark of the second. Here's Moore coming in deep. Goes around the net, still has the puck. Skates away from his check. Larionov slapped it back at the goal again. Mandeville went over there bumping with Duchesne, but Duchesne shakes it off. Now Larionov poked it ahead. Lacroix played it to center ice for Toronto. Lacroix number 41 and getting a rough ride by Baker. There might be a penalty called. There will be a penalty called. Baker of San Jose doesn't know it yet. I think he knows it now, that he is going likely for roughing on the Lacroix.
Very rarely have we seen the Sharks lose their poise physically. But in this case, Jamie Baker comes in. No penalty yet. No penalty yet. None yet. There it is. I mean, you can't do that. Jamie Baker's been a pretty good player in this series, but he just betrayed his teammates with that penalty.
Leafs power play in the game, 0 for 1. So then their second coming up with this penalty to Jamie Baker at 7-12.
Not only a bad penalty, Bob, it came at a bad time because the Sharks are flying. Beside the Shark bench is owner George Gartner. He opens the gate for the Sharks when they come off and on. A gate opening owner, that's an NHL first. Most of the time they're closing the gate on the coaches.
We are coming up to the 8-minute mark of period number 2. Game number 7. Toronto leads 1-0 on a power play. Down the ice, Irbe played it, so no icing. Gilmour went in there to pick it up. Gilmour sliding it back to Larionov, who's got the big shot. The rebound. Oh, Gilmour on a sharp angle, mind you. But he had the open net there for a second or two and just missed it. Potvin deflecting that one on the glass. Larionov is going to lug it out. Larionov upended at center ice. And it's shot in by Ellen. Irbe out. Fired it. Andreychuk. He had the empty net again. Irbe was scampering back. But he couldn't get the shot past the checker in front of him. 1 minute left on the power play for Toronto. They are leading 1-0. Trying to open up the 2-goal spread here in Game 7. It is lifted in by Ella too high over the glass and into this crowd.
Well, this penalty or power play opportunity for the Leafs makes it 11 fewer than the Sharks have had in this series. But they knew coming in, the Leafs did, that the Sharks were not a physical team and wouldn't accept challenges physically. Here's the chance you're talking about, Bob, and Gilmour only got the bottom piece of the puck, and you can see it went over the net. I don't know whether he could have put it in, but he never got the whole puck. The score remains 1-0.
Gilmour remains on. That's Gartner to his right, number 11. Clark on the other side. There's Clark. Cronin stabbed at it for San Jose. Gartner checked him, but Cronin got it back again. Came off Gilmour right to the net. Doug Gilmour. One move. Got by Duchesne with it. Not the second time, though. Gilmour has to hustle back to tie up Duchesne. He can't do it. Duchesne set up in front of Larionov, and Potvin came up and got a stick in front of Larionov, and that's a huge save for Felix Potvin. Jamie McCown knocking one down and coming in. Gets his shot away, and he didn't miss by much. Gartner around the net, poked it back to the line, and Gill was hugging the boards and couldn't get to it. Penalty is over now. Baker is on the ice. The Sharks have killed it. And again, they nearly scored shorthanded. Here's Clark coming in. Gartner was tied up by Moore. Clark back of the net. Moore got back. Couldn't get it out. Fired in front of the net again. Clark scores. Wendel Clark. 2-0 Toronto.
Larionov reaches behind him. He knew he got a bit of it, but he knew he didn't get all of it. And by the time he found out where the puck was, to his horror, it was in the net. It's got to go all the way over the line, and it did. Krupa scoops it out, but too late.
And the Warrior gets back up off the ice. He was hit hard, but stayed with it and gets his second goal of the game to give the Leafs a 2-0 lead.
Well, the Leafs certainly have not outplayed the Sharks in the first half of this game, but the important stat is 2-0 on the board. You now force the Sharks to gamble and get away from the way they like to play. They're not a great come-from-behind team.
That's number 8 in the playoffs for Clark. Gartner and Lefebvre assisted. The Leafs are on the attack again. Eastwood being worked over by Cronin, and now Dahlin kicked the puck away from him. It's shot back in. Eastwood won't catch up to it. Fired down the ice. Potvin had a hunch to leave. Larionov was in there quickly. He beat Dahlin to it, and that's an icing call against San Jose.
Potvin has been far busier than Arturs Irbe, and like Irbe in period 1, Potvin makes the great poke check right here on a guy that's not easy to poke check. Larionov saw it coming, and at the last second tried to slide it under Potvin, but it didn't go.
7-3 are the shots in the second period in favor of San Jose. The Leafs have a goal on one of theirs, and they're up 2-0. We've just passed the halfway mark of the second period. Norton in back of his own goal. Larionov with the pass. Makarov and Gartner. You'll see a lot more now, I would think, of this big line. San Jose. Leafs trying to take it off the boards. Makarov is in there fighting for it. Knocked it loose away from Zazzle. Gartner to Larionov. He tried to get it back to him. And Lefebvre intercepted. Lefebvre looking down the ice. Got it up to center. Osborne went by it. Norton rolled it back in. That's offside. Larionov was tied up inside the line, and offside is called.
Well, this Larionov line, they don't shoot it in very often. They're not a great forechecking line. They're a puck possession line. But the Leaf forwards, when they do shoot it in, do a nice job of holding up the forecheckers. Watch this. Lefebvre gets an extra second because of a good hold-up by his defense partner, Todd Gill. The secret is hold them up, but don't knock them down, or you get the interference call.
9 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Wendel Clark scoring in the first at 8:58, and here in the second at 9:30. Right after the Sharks have killed a penalty, Clark scored from Gartner and Lefebvre. So 2 on the night for Wendel Clark. Gill goes back, shoots it away. It misses the net and the crease, and that's icing.
I don't think the Leafs are going to mind icing the puck, not that they want to, but they have to get it out of the zone. They have been trapped 3 or 4 times tonight and given up chances to score against them because they never got the puck out of the zone. So if you have to put a little more on it to ice it, do it.
Don't forget, Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern, the Western Conference Finals, Vancouver at Toronto if the Leafs win this game. If San Jose comes back to win it, San Jose at Vancouver at 9 o'clock Eastern. If Toronto, 8 o'clock Eastern. If San Jose, 9 o'clock Eastern. And the Canucks are sitting back, and they're waiting.
They're hoping for overtime, I'm sure.
Guess. Puck over the boards, and Cronin had a hunch to go at Manderville. Manderville getting up slowly. The officials were there. It's been a rather peaceful series up to this point.
77 times in the NHL history, the series has gone to 7 games. Home team, 48 wins of series. Visiting team, 29. So if you like the odds, that's what the Leafs have got going.
Clark setting it up for Borchevsky in front of the net. But the pass was intercepted. Rouse keeping it in from the blue line. Now it's kicked out to center ice, and Borchevsky was back there. Rouse slapped it ahead. Gilmour bumped by Krupa. Irbe out of the net. Gilmour stopped that clearing pass by the goaltender. The Leafs are on it. Here's Mironov shooting. Glove save. Irbe got the glove out and took that one away from Mironov.
That's a great save, and it may be a game saver. We don't know. There's a little less than half a minute to go. A soft shoot in that forces Irbe to play it. He throws it around and can't get it by Gilmour. Borchevsky gets it off the skate of Dolan and makes the pass right here to Mironov, who tried to beat Irbe up high and couldn't.
He was poised for that one. Got back in there. Another giveaway by the goaltender. And the Leaf players, that time Gilmour, are aware of what he likely will do. And Gilmour just headed for the glass. And the puck came to him. Then Borchevsky with a setup to Mironov. But a good stop by Irbe. Still 2-0 Toronto. The shots now here with 8:07 left in the second period. 17-10 in favor of the Sharks. Here's Sergei Makarov. He wins the draw and jumps on it. Coming out with Larionov and Garpenlov. It is shot in for Garpenlov, but he was tied up. Couldn't get by the Leaf defenseman McCown. Ozelinch pinching in. Makarov is moving to poke it to the net, and the Leafs cover up and get it out. It is shot down the ice. Berg has a chance against Ozelinch, but Norton is the better skater of the two, and he got back quickly and touched it.
The pressure's on the Leaf wingers in their own end. The Shark defensemen to be pinching. They gotta chip the puck past them or they're gonna get trouble.
Coming up during the second intermission after 40 minutes with Ron McLean, Bob Airy, the Sharks captain, will be along to chat with Ron McLean, and here's Captain Trevor Linden. How you doing, Trevor? And he'll be along to chat also with Ron McLean. Captain Linden having a great respite now, waiting for the next round.
Playing center ice since being moved over by Pat Quinn has been a dominant force for the Canucks. How rested, scarless, bruiseless he looks compared to most of these guys.
Trevor, of course, is in Vancouver, and with our satellite hookup, he'll be able to chat with Ron McLean in our second intermission. And they are all watching now. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the San Jose Sharks suffer it out in a 7th game here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. The next round, Western Conference Final, begins Monday. And the Molson Hockey Night in Canada will have it for you. San Jose against the Canucks or the Leafs. Makarov centering one. Zezel covers. And it's shut down the ice by Toronto. 7:30 remaining in the second period. Here's Ozelich. Pass to Larionov, right on the money. But he was stalled at the blue line, and offside is called as Gartner was ahead of him at the far right wing.
Well, the Leaf defense stood up, forced the shoot in. The Sharks cheated on it and went offside. The Sharks came up with a bit of a different face-off alignment. 4 across here. The Leafs played it very well. Osborne stuck with his man, who was a defenseman. Everybody else took their man. Look at that. That's very good coverage right there. Each Leaf's got a guy, and they ended up with a puck, as you usually do when you make the right decision without the puck in your end.
Kevin Constantine, no change in expression. A man with a purpose, and what a success he's had this season. Not done yet. Down 2 goals to Toronto. The Sharks, you know, will pull out all the stops if they have to. It comes to the line. Krupa keeping it in. It was a glove pass, hence the whistle. So that'll come out over the line.
Well, this kid's going to be a player, Bob. 19 years old.
Just turned.
Just turned 19. The second, as I mentioned earlier, in the series, youngest player in the league. And playing his best hockey at the time it's toughest to be best. Not many teenage defensemen have played as well as he has. Number 4 did, but not many others. You know who our number 4 is, don't you?
Do we ever? And hi to Bobby. We know he is watching tonight, too. Still remains a big hockey fan. Peterson back in his own zone. Off the boards, Clark. Couldn't knock it down. Here's Gilmour in the neutral zone. Shot it high. Deflected really off his stick. 6:35 left in the second period. And Clark has added his second of the game here in the second to make it 2-0 Toronto.
Well, we mentioned 2 or 3 times in this series, in the Chicago series too. Defense is the name of the game for the Leafs to be successful. In 6 of their 7 playoff wins, 3 times they allowed no goals against, twice 1 goal against, and once 2 goals against. So with 26:35 to go, the Sharks have yet to beat Potvin.
Baker on the faceoff, rolled it to center ice. Rouse was standing there waiting for it, and he shoots it in. Moore. Knocked out to center to Baker by Falloon. He fired it in for Whitney. Whitney is turning, trying to set it up for Baker. Whitney again, and lost it a second time. Andreychuk tried to hit it with a stick and missed it. It comes to the line, and Cronin's shot is away wide. In back of the net, Eastwood trying to hold it on the boards. The Sharks were pressing again. Andreychuk once more, feeding it ahead. Out to the line is Bob Rouse. Up to center before shooting it in, and Irbe sliding out, stopped it. There's Eastwood. He and Borshevsky go after it back of the net. Andreychuk stopped by Cronin. 3 Sharks will come out hard. Up to center, Moore. He took the wrong choice by going to the right wing. Falloon was covered. Borshevsky got the pass on a sharp change. Shot it in, Irbe. Back of the net for Norton. The shifts are changing now. And Norton is coming away from Borshevsky. Borshevsky caught up to him. And Gartner took it away from Borshevsky coming in. He fell. Borshevsky out. Berg is trying to catch up. Larionov getting back. Borshevsky feeding it in back of the net for Zezel. Zezel going around the goal. He was bumped by Makarov. And here's Big Ozelich. He gets the puck as far as the line. Larionov got it out over the line and now had to go back as Zezel nearly stole it from him. Makarov and Larionov get together again to bring it in. Makarov turning for the net. Shot it off the boards behind Potvin. And Gilmour just rolled it down the ice. It won't reach that goal line, so no icing. Larionov missed it. Duchesne checked at center. And the Leafs begin to check a little more closely now. They are leading 2-0 here in Game 7. Duchesne is hit by McCown as he tried to go in. He wanted a penalty, but the play comes to center and Osborne dumped it in. 4:15 remaining in the second period. Here's Gilmour, set up, goal! Gartner set up by Gilmour. And the referee has waved the arms. And he's coming to the penalty timekeeper's bench. He had called a penalty for charging. No goal. Perfect setup. But that's history.
Terry Gregson had the charging penalty on Clark before the puck went in. Here's the penalty right here. And that stopped a lovely little pass by Doug Gilmour to Gartner, who wired it. Now would have put the Leafs up 3, but they're down a man, and it's still 2.
San Jose 0-for-1 on the power play in a hockey game. Clark in the box on that charging call. He nailed Peterson. The Leafs put it by Irbe, but the goal disallowed. Whistle had gone on the penalty. 3:50 left in the period. 2-0 Toronto. Peterson obviously shook off that hard hit by Clark. 3:35 left of the period. 1:25 of the penalty. Alec stopped by Zezel. He turns. Zezel coming in there. And he lost it before he could pull it back. And Irbe just reached out and made sure he had it tucked in. What a great play by Zezel.
I'll tell you one thing. I know it was not a planned play by Zezel. This stop is a lot more difficult than it looks. Todd Alec. Right here, trying to deke the Leaf defender. Zezel outraces Dolan, and as he's going to try and come back to his forehand, the puck slid, and if Arturs Irbe had not been able to do the splits like we've seen him do in the warm-up, that puck would have gone in, Bob. That's a gymnastic stop.
Well, he can spread him. I'll tell you that. Now watch, folks. Zezel goes that way, pulls it back, loses it. But look at the splits.
That would have gone in on a lot of goalies who aren't as flexible as Arturs Irbe is.
We were watching him up here in the warm-up and got sore looking. Tremendous athlete. Well, it's still 2-0 and 1:10 left in the penalty to Wendel Clark of Toronto, who has scored the 2 goals in the game. Power play moving up. Larionov picking his way in there. Dumped it back of the net. It'll be Dave Ellett with a chance to clear it. He hammered it on the boards. Ozelich stopped that and played it ahead. Makarov gave it to him. Back to Larionov. Ozelich had gone in. Now he gets back to the line. Makarov getting set. No shot. Might come here. No. They just hang on to it on the outside. Norton feeding it in. This is their spread out rule. Now the shot. Rebound, and Potvin has it. He made the save on the shot with 32 seconds remaining in the penalty, and boy, did they show a lot of patience. Well, that may be one of the reasons why their power play has been stopped in this series.
Here's Zezel, a good job penalty. You're right, Bob. Their power play looks good, but it feels bad because they won't shoot it. Now Zezel makes a good play coming up here He knows where the point man that's his man is, and he gets out. You'll see it in a second. He gets out and discourages the point shot. Right here. And the reason Norton didn't shoot it was he didn't want to bounce it off Zezel's shin pads.
From the face-off, 30 seconds left, and the lead penalty kept in by Ozolic. Sharks are on it in there. Makarov turning off the boards. The long pass back to the line. Norton feeding it into Larionov. Larionov hangs on to it. Vanderbilt watching him. The pass, Ozolic, no shot yet. And the Leafs set up a four-man box perfectly. Here's Irbe back of the goal. Into the corner, 5 seconds left in the penalty to Clark. And they're still outside. Now it's centered and Gilmour got his stick on it. Long shot away wide of the net. Loose puck, Potvin grabs it. The fade, very cool. Just rolled it out into Potvin's mitt. And the Leafs have killed the penalty with 2:03 left in the second period.
Well, those cross-ice passes or through-the-crease passes are pretty when they work. But there's a lot of feet and sticks to go through. Lefebvre doing a good job on Erie in front. It isn't that you have to knock them down, you distract them. And that may be when the puck goes by. Don't let him stand there, plant his feet, and know he's safe. The Sharks do leave the forwards alone, and it's cost them a couple of goals in this series.
The people down at the Sky Dome watching this game tonight. Hi, gang. Yes. And I guess they're Leaf fans. Why not? Here in Toronto, and they're up and cheering. As the Leafs lead here 2-0 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the second period. The Sharks had just 2 shots on that power play.
And controlled the puck for most of it. That's the tragedy from their angle.
From the face-off, it'll float out over the line. Sharks have to get back on side. The Leafs have time to move it, but that's an offside pass. Up to Borshevsky, who got across center to pick it up.
Well, Borshevsky had that great chance early in the game to put it in. He scored 2 goals in the playoffs. He has had a tough time regaining his form after getting his spleen removed earlier in the season. I am sure he'll be much stronger and healthier come next September.
One minute, 56 seconds remaining in the second period. Bob Erie of the San Jose Sharks will be along in her second intermission to chat with Ron McLean. And in Vancouver, Captain Trevor Linden is standing by. And boy, he's turned it on again, hasn't he? And that's great to see. And looking for another here. Against the side of the net with that pass was Mike Gartner. 1.5 minutes left in the period as Alec is coming up there. Duchesne took the pass and Gill took it away from him. And it's bounced back out to center ice where Gilmour stopped it and shot it in. 1:20 left in the second period. Here's Peterson. Tark is in there bumping again. He hit Krupa that time rather heavily. Long shot off the blocker of Potvin. The Sharks jump on the rebound. Hit back at the net. Dallin got it out front. Here's a shot. A puck on blocked out. Another one with Potvin on his knees and a one wide. Gartner is pressing out front. And Potvin finds it just in time. With bodies flying everywhere in front of Felix Potvin. And it's now into the final minute of the second period. And Potvin remains solid and hangs on.
Well, he's been lucky tonight a couple of times. The scoreboard says 2-0. The shots on goal, the chances to score, the territorial play. San Jose has been equal in all those departments, none of which count when the game ends if the scoreboard lies to you. Any one of these shots could go in. Potvin's down without much room to move. Wendel has been a force. 2 goals and about 7 hits like that. Oh.
It's a rather solid hit by Wendel Clark on Big Krupa. 57 and a half seconds remaining in the second period. 2-0. The Leafs are leading. We're in Game 7 at Maple Leaf Gardens. The winner on to meet the Vancouver Canucks. Here's Ozolinsh coming in, going high and missing the top corner. Aim close though. Sharks press. Another shot is blocked by Zessel as Makarov fired it from a sharp angle, and Zessel was in front of him. The puck over the glass into the crowd.
Well, the Leaf wingers have got to be careful against these two, especially these 2-point men. Ozolinsh 6, Norton 8. The 4-man up face-off. Nobody goes to Ozolinsh. And the Sharks end up getting a chance as he steps by. Bill Burke walks in and makes a shot. He's as dangerous as most of the forwards on this team.
Constantine stays with Larionov, Gartner, and Makarov. Norton and Ozolinsh. Ozolinsh from the blue line, stepped away from a check. Here's a shot. Potvin blocked it. Another shot. Potvin down. And Norton had the rebound, but couldn't get it by Felix Potvin. The Leaf players were in to make sure that Norton did not get a third whack at it. 32 seconds left in the period.
Well, the Leafs are, it's hard to believe when you're winning 2-0 that you're hanging on the way they've hung on the second period. The shots are 24-11. I have 7 good chances to score here in the second period for the Sharks on their 14 shots. The Leafs have had 4 shots on goal, and by my record, only 3 of them have been any good as far as goal scoring is concerned.
Here's Gartner. He stays on again. There's Zessel covering on Larionov. Now with Potvin out and down, Zessel stepped in behind him. Just for good measure.
Throwing the centers out with great regularity. Both coaches upset at this.
Zessel and Larionov. Zessel can't win it this time. Long shot. Tip wide of the net. Potvin had to be careful. It came off a Leaf player to Potvin, and he blocked it again. But the Leafs are in that shell back there and up 2-0. But the Sharks know that if they can bag one here before the period is out, they'll have it going their way in the third.
Well, there's 15,000 fans and 20 Leafs plus 3 Leaf coaches that are petrified if the Sharks ever do score, the floodgates might open. The Leafs, who have dominated on faceoffs, have had a tough time in that department tonight. Burns watched as much as he could and now gets Gilmour out there to take the draw.
28 seconds remaining in the period. Larionov remains on with Gartner and Makarov, Norton and Ozolinsh. The big 5 for the Sharks. The Leafs can't win it cleanly. McCown covering Larionov. Here's Berg. He took his man in on the boards. Slapped ahead by Makarov coming in. Here's a check for Gartner, and Potvin the save on the short side. 12 seconds left in the period. Lead pass. Offside. Osborne by an eyelash. Offside, taking the breakaway pass at center ice.
And at the same time, we had Gilmour and Garpenloff exchanging pleasantries. In came Lefebvre to ask what's going on. I don't think Gregson called a penalty, but the Sharks had another couple of real good opportunities. Garpenloff takes a shot at Gilmour, who's lost his stick. Now the rush is on while this is going on, but it was called offside by the linesman, as you mentioned, Bob. The Leafs are on their heels, and they have 7.4 seconds left to get to the intermission, where Mr. Burns is going to have to try his best to get him to regroup and come out here with a better period than they played in the second. Let's be honest, they're lucky to be up 2-0.
Toronto Maple Leafs 2, San Jose Sharks, no score. And just under 8 seconds left of the period. The face-off in the Leaf zone. Leafs get it out. Dumped away by McCown. And that'll do it for period number 2. The shots after 2 periods. Now, San Jose 26, Toronto 11. Sharks with good momentum, but no goals. And coming up, Ron McLean will be talking to the captain of the Sharks, Bob Irbe. And as we mentioned, Trevor Linden is standing by in Vancouver. He's the Canucks captain. He'll be chatting with Ron. Score after 2. The Maple Leafs 2. The Sharks, no score. 2. And the Sharks should be ready. They finished with a flurry in the second period, but could not score. It is 2-0 Toronto. And the third period is underway, and Gill dumps it in across the line. Moore around his own net and wanting to skate with it. Got to center and shot it in. Potvin left it for Gill. He slammed it right away. It is Manderville rolling it ahead. Eastwood played it on the boards, and Corona made a fine play to stop it. Manderville is nailed as he tried to pick it up. Irbe ran into him. Shot in by Gill. Manderville back on his feet looking for the puck, and this time Irbe takes it. Brings it out. To center ice is Moore. Moore winds up. The shot deflected and wide of the net. Gill did not move it out of the zone, but Berg had it. Now Norton shot, and that's deflected off his stick and into the crowd.
Well, I'm sure Pat Burns tried one to calm his team down. They looked in a little bit of a state of panic the last half of the second period, and I can guarantee you he mentioned these things. Wingers, you're going to win this game for us. If you can control the boards in our end, stave off the pinches, and don't get caught 3 men in the offensive zone. They need the goals, we don't, and no bad penalties, boys.
We're in the first minute of the third period. Zezel and Larionov out of position. The puck will have to be dropped again.
Well, Bob Irbe made a good point. They've started to win draws, San Jose, and that's been a real problem for them in this series. And if you start without the puck often enough, you're going to be facing off at center ice.
Here's Zezel again, ready. Won it. And Lefebvre turned away from Gartner. Now Gartner catches him. Lefebvre hung up along the boards. Osborne took his man out of the play. Norton, here's Makarov. He can't center it. McCown stopped that pass. It is Osborne getting it ahead, and it's tipped down the ice by Zezel. Irbe is away out of the net. Cleared at the center ice. In across the Leaf line. McCown had a hunch that Makarov would have been offside, so he took his time playing it. And Ozelich comes back. Makarov takes the pass, intercepted by Gilmour, coming right in on goal, and he's stopped. Irbe waiting out, Doug Gilmour as he intercepted the pass and went in quickly.
Well, the one thing that this Big Five for the Sharks do is a lot of soft cross ice or back passes. And when they work, they're picturesque. But when they don't, this is what happens to you. Doug Gilmour anticipates this pass and walks in, and Arturs Irbe keeps his team alive with that one-on-one stop on Doug Gilmour.
Gilmour was checked in time and really couldn't move back out onto the backhand and had to lift it. Here's a shot by Clark. Another rocket that hit the glass above Irbe. Ellick can't get the puck very far. He poked into the line, and near center, the Leafs get back. Clark up to Gilmour. Went through his skates, and Ellick is back in his own zone. Ellick turning, intercepted again by Gilmour. Here's Clark, stopped by Irbe again. Gilmour once more intercepting another pass and giving it to Clark, and he blasted another one, and Irbe was solid.
Another lazy pass across the ice in your own zone. Todd Ellick shakes the forechecker and then throws a lazy backhand pass. Never got to his teammate. Gilmour intercepts. Clark gets the pass, and Irbe makes another maybe game-saving stop.
Another great pass by Doug Gilmour onto the stick of Wendel Clark. 2 minutes into the third period. Still 2-0 Toronto. Game 7. Quick face-off to Larionov. Now Rouse deflected. Irbe was down. And he stopped that one with a stick and then pounced on it. Andreychuk was in very close. So was Borshevsky.
A nice play by Bob Rouse. He couldn't slap the puck. Watch him now. This is what the Leafs practiced this morning with their defensemen. Get the puck past the forward. That's all Rouse did. It wasn't a hard shot, but Borshevsky got a chance. Just a little flip shot. It's harder than a pass. It probably wouldn't beat the goalie if he sees it, but he may not see all of it.
Sharks win the face-off and skate out. Falloon's long pass is stopped at center by Larionov. Borshevsky backhands it in there again. Irbe played that one for Moore. Jason Moore out to Falloon. He lost it. Andreychuk checking him and dumped it in again. 2.5 minutes into the third period. Baker for Whitney. And it's cleared to center. Andreychuk cut back. Andreychuk flipped it back inside the San Jose line. The Leafs change as Jason Moore comes back. Now he goes the other way. Andreychuk was in there. Larionov waiting for the change to be completed. And Falloon is now just getting to the bench. Larionov turning back. Andreychuk watching his every step. Norton. Ozelinch nearly lost it. It comes to center, and here's Ozelinch breaking in on the backhand. It is centered across in front of Potvin. The Leafs get it. Back out to center is Osborne with Berg. Osborne driving the shot. He scores! Mark Osborne driving the shot through Irbe. And the Toronto Maple Leafs here in Game 7 have taken a 3-0 lead.
I think when we see the replay here, Bob, we are going to see that hit a sharp stick. Ozelinch, dangerous on the rush, tries to backhand the pass in front. The Leafs recover. 3 Sharks caught, 1 trying to get back. Watch Larionov, number 7, stick a stick out and deflect the long shot by Osborne that handcuffed Irbe and makes it 3-0 Leafs. The second one that has gone off, a shark stick to beat Irbe on a shot that it looks like he should have had. Here's the super slow-mo, and you'll see it right here. Ted Williams, Bob, couldn't hit that shot.
A knuckleball. Just below the glove of Irbe. And Mark Osborne gets his 4th of the playoffs. Zezel assisted on the goal. 3:19 the time, and here's how it looks in San Jose at the arena. Sky Dome a little happier. And of course here in Maple Leaf Gardens, they're delighted too.
That's Mark Osborne's 4th goal of the playoffs, Bob, and he has spent the whole time in this round checking the Big 5. When your checkers chip in like that, you got a chance of advancing.
3:19 the time of that goal. Big insurance policy for the Maple Leafs here in Game 7. They're checking the Sharks again. Stopping that clearing play was Gartner. Pass in behind Dahlin. Krupa had to go back. Dahlin stepped to center to pick it up and could not. Elliott feeding it to Gill. Lifting the puck ahead. Gartner tapped at it and hit Krupa. Elliott gets over center. He brings it in. And Potvin is out of the net. Elliott went in. Potvin has to scamper back in quickly. Didn't have to move that quickly as the Leafs came up with it, and Clark gives it to Gartner, speeding in on the right side, back to Clark and Gill. And Gill shot it behind the net to Gilmour. Gilmour to Gartner. Gartner to Allen. Allen's shot blocked. Comes off Dahlin's shins and gets inside the Leaf line. Here's Gill. He'll shoot it in. The Leafs are changing. 4.5 minutes into period number 3. It is 3-0 Toronto. Cronin fired one on the boards. That gets to center ice. Larionov coming in with Makarov, and he is offside. Larionov dealt the pass and took off across the line. He was offside. 21 for the Maple Leafs. His sole responsibility coming into this game, more so coming into this third period, checking. But he gets a big goal for the Leafs here at 3:19 and gives them a 3-0 lead. The Leafs have outshot the Sharks 5-0 so far in this third period. The Sharks ended the second with all the momentum in the world, and you would think they'd be out heavy here in the third, but it's been Toronto. And it's a centering pass now to Norton, who's in deep. Around the net it goes. There goes Osborne. He and Ozelinch bump together. Gartner takes over. Back to Norton. Norton on the outside. Larionov trying to solve the Leaf defense inside the line. Larionov coming in. No shot from him. Back in front. Score! He didn't take the shot, the pass, and took off for the net. And the relay was perfect for him. And he beat Potvin to make it 3-1.
Well, this fivesome is awful tough to handle in the defensive zone coverage. And when you let him make one pass, then another pass, that's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Bill Berg did not play Larionov after the 5th pass. And then he got himself in shape right here to take the 6th pass and put it by Potvin. A beautiful goal.
The Sharks are still alive, scoring here. And it's a 2-goal margin again. Norton and Gartner assisting on that goal by Larionov. 5:21 the time of the goal. Their first shot here in this third period. Getting away from the glove of Potvin. And it's a 3-1 hockey game. The Leafs are leading.
Well, Larionov, who's engineered hundreds of goals on plays like that, defensively, you can't stop the give, but you can stop the goal. And if you don't, here's what happens. Larionov one-times it. He doesn't get a lot on it, but Potvin's moving, and once the goalie's moving, it's tough to react and make a move to make the save. And the Sharks know they're back in it.
From the face-off in the Shark zone. San Jose coming up with it. Erie from center ice blasts the puck in there. This is Dahlin getting a weak shot in on the net. Erie after the puck, but Todd Gill takes over. Erie knocked Gartner to the ice. Puck comes out to center. Here's Gartner chasing Krupa. Krupa was allowed to shoot it in, and Potvin stepped behind the net. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the third. A 3-1 hockey game here in Game 7 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. They were up 3-0 till Larionov scored at 5:21. Leafs now trying to just clear the zone, and they can't do it. Good positional play by the Sharks as they go after another one. But however, it is Gilmour coming down with Clark. Gilmour feeding it back in front. Gartner can't get the shot by Erie, who checked him. This is Felix skating to center ice. Dahlin is up with him on the play. Erie forced to go back to the line. Now is checked. Dave Ellett gets it out over the line, and Garpenlov backs it up inside his own blue line. Pass intercepted. Ozelinch hustles back. We've reached the 7-minute mark of the third. The Sharks move out. Makarov is stopped near center by Berg. Gartner going off will wrap it in and then head off to the Leaf bench. Toronto forechecking. Borshevsky upended, or rather Berg upended his man. And there's the Sharks back deep again. Play to the line to Garpenlov. Ozelinch striding up. Knocked down by Osborne. Lefebvre around the net. And he'll poke it on the boards, but not out. He goes back to try it the other way. Reverses. And to Osborne, and he tipped it out. Osborne chasing the puck near the Sharks line. Ozelinch's pass. The Sharks are on it, and it's Makarov trying to split through and was bumped and went to the ice. He made 2 or 3 good moves, but then was caught with a hip check. Ozelich, dangerous coming out of his own zone. He was the only man back doing that, and he got by Eastwood. However, here's Vanderbilt coming up. He hit Duchesne, and Vanderbilt staggered a bit. Bob Rouse up to Eastwood. Took it across center, offside.
Or loses his hockey stick. Sees that his team is going to get caught in a 3-on-2 rush. Brent Smith in blue, the equipment guy here, gets the stick, gives it to Vanderbilt, but the relay race didn't quite happen as Gilmour grabbed somebody else's stick to make sure he was there to help his 2 defensemen.
Toronto 3, San Jose 1. The Leafs go in there. Eastwood centered one. Andreychuk moving up, slapped it back at the net. It comes to Eastwood again. He flipped it to the corner. Andreychuk tapping at it. Here's Borchevsky. He centered it. Andreychuk tied up. Larionov made a move and another. He's coming in, centering in. Borchevsky can't get the shot. It's still loose, but now the Sharks are up with it. Whitney played it out across the line. Falloon rolling in there. It's in front of the net, and the Leafs have it. Rouse tipped it down the ice. 2 big moves by Larionov, and each one looked dangerous. But here's Gilmour. Andreychuk and escape back of the net. Had to make a move to avoid hitting the goaltender. We are nearing the halfway mark. 3rd period, and Gilmour's in, nailed. Here's Gartner's shot. Gilmour slow to get up, but he's up now. And out comes Irbe to center. Clark got a piece of him. Gilmour prevented Dolan from picking it up. And it's Gilmour still on there, coming out for Toronto. Now he rolled it off the boards, trying to hit Clark with the pass. 3 Sharks are coming in. The centering pass to Dolan. And Gilmour got back, and here's Clark. 2-on-1. Clark and Gartner. Clark ripped the high one off the glass. He had Gartner over in front, cruising for the net. Clark with 2 goals for the Leafs in the hockey game. Osborne the other. Here in the 3rd, Larionov has scored for San Jose. Just past the halfway mark of the 3rd period. 3-1, Toronto. Osborne shot it in back of the net. There goes Norton, but Zezel beat him to it. Zezel to Berg. And Berg back to Zezel in the corner. Norton going in to rub out Zezel. This is Osborne on the other side. Centered in through the crease. And Lefebvre can't reach it. Lefebvre made a smart move, turning the other way. Zezel fell, got back up. Poked the puck in with his hand, but the Leaf player, Osborne, was ahead of him. And offside is called. 9:31 remaining in the 3rd period in Game 7. The Leafs are leading 3-1.
Smart play by the Osborne line. They cycled in there, controlled the puck in the offensive zone, and for a while refused the blind pass out. The blind pass out, if it doesn't go to your player, can catch all 3 forwards. Larionov, what a pair of moves he used at his own blue line. Pat Burns is saying, Larionov, you rot! What a beautiful play! That kind of a move gives coaches heart attacks and shortens their career.
I guess so. He had 2 Sharks ready to bust away had he missed one of those deeks.
That would have been a 160-foot breakaway, and Whirlaway couldn't have caught any of them.
3-1 Toronto. 9:25 left in the 3rd period. Here comes Larionov to keep it in. Shot it back in the net for Vanderbilt. It was knocked to the ice immediately by Moore. He fell on the puck. Checked there by Jason Moore. And the face-off is going to be in the San Jose zone to the right of Arturs, Irbe. 9:20 remaining. 28-16 shots in favor of the Sharks. Odgers, who started the game and got 1 more shift after that, is out again now. He's number 36. Laronov's shot, gloved by Irbe. Threw it away, and then they got it out to center. Rouse backing up, trying to put it on the net. He missed it, though. And that'll be an icing call against Toronto. That'll bring it all the way back inside the Leaf line. And we'll be back after this. 11,000 fans in both cities, the San Jose Arena and the the Sky Dome here in Toronto. They're in to watch the game on the big screens and make their contribution to charities in both cities. Of course, the sellout here in Toronto. Here's Makarov's shot. That was blocked. Leafs get it out. 8:55 remaining in the third. 3-1 Toronto. Makarov didn't try to play. Shot back in by Lefebvre. Sergei Makarov in back of his net. The big five for the Sharks come out and they're stopped. Lefebvre sending them back again. Zezel in for checking on Ozelich. Ozelich's pass to Larionov. Now he'll work it around before moving out. If he can, he'll go back. They get the center, so they carry on. Makarov trying to beat Lefebvre and couldn't do it. Dahlen knocked one down and centered it right through the crease. Lefebvre poked it ahead on Osborne. Can't beat Larionov to it. 8:10 left in the third. Larionov lost it, but he was allowed to move up, pick it up again, and get it into Dahlen. Dahlen and Ozelich coming in on goal. Dahlen shot, stopped by Potvin. And Felix Potvin, that butterfly style going down. Stopped it. It was along the ice. More of a pass than a shot, but close enough for Potvin to grab it.
Dahlen really should have shot it. Constantine makes a line change, replaces Garpenlov with Larionov and Makarov with Dahlen, who's a dangerous customer, as we've said many times. The Leafs get caught standing still at the blue line. McCowan can't get back. Lefebvre takes an emergency slide, which stalls Dahlen off enough that he really can't make the shot. But he's got patience, and he should have shot it, Bob, because he was in great spot. It's easy to see from here. There's millions of things going on in their head down there.
From the face-off, Todd Gill trying to poke it to the line. He got it that far. Now he'll get a chance to move it out. And does to center. And he shoots it ahead to Clark with Gilmour and Gartner in front. Gilmour scores! Got Gilmour! Took the pass! And gave the Leafs a 4-1 lead. This piece of goods.
3-on-1. The Sharks are gambling. Obviously, they get trapped. You can see Peterson trying to get back. What a nice shot by Gilmour. But let's give Gartner credit, who may not even get an assist on this goal. Arturs Irbe never saw it because Gartner went to the net without the puck and screened the shot. And the Leafs have the Sharks by the gills right now. 4-1.
Toronto back on their heels from time to time in the second period. And just starting to fall back a little bit on their heels in the third until that break as Gill cleared it. And Clark passed it to Gilmour. And at 12:15, it's 4-1. Toronto leading. 7:30 left in the third period. Krupa moving up deep. It is centered off the skate of Ellick. Dave Elliott went after Duchesne. Duchesne get pulled away from him. Duchesne trying to center it. Got in front, and Gilmour is there. He'll lift it out, and there goes Clark speeding away. Clark trying to get it over in front. He did. And Gill's backhanders, he had to turn, was wide of the net. Great burst of energy by Clark to pull away from a checker and pull his way in to make that play. 7 minutes left in the third. Dahlen up with a long shot. That's wide of the net. Garpenlov is checked by Lefebvre, and the Leafs cleared out to center ice. 6:45 left. Potvin watching. McCown back because he knew that would be an icing call against the Sharks. It is. And they move it 190 feet.
Well, our technical people have been as sharp.
Face off to McCown. Shot. Knocked down in front of the net. The Leafs pounce on it. Berg shoots one over through the crease. Lefebvre will back up as Garpenlov comes out. Osborne caught him. Osborne to Berg. for Cecil. Cecil and Norton go in there together. It's Cecil pulling away from Norton back to the goal. Norton chased him and hauled him down, and he fell on the puck. And they sound the whistle now. And there will be a face-off inside the Sharks line. 6 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the third. Wendel Clark has a pair of goals, an assist, and probably a dozen hits in this game. We remind you to stay tuned for the Molson 3 Stars right after the game. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third. Toronto 4, San Jose 1. Whitney comes up for the Sharks. Took the puck, and he was offside.
Well, that was a long aerial pass. Whitney had a bit of a step on the Leaf defenseman. I'm sure the Leaf defenseman knew if Whitney touched it, it was offside. And the Sharks had a great second period, Bob, and weren't rewarded for it. And it's awful tough. I don't care what kind of a discipline you've got, and they've got plenty of it. It's awful tough to come back off a period like that without being rewarded and come up with another.
You know, they had a pretty good first period, too. They outshot Toronto 10-7 in the first. But you're right, more especially in the second. 16-4 were the shots on goal in favor of the San Jose Sharks. And the only goal by Wendel Clark, one of the 4 shots. So yes, that's a tough pill to swallow. Well, the Leafs stayed with it. Reeled a little bit, but then broke out. Got a goal from Osborne. Larionov got one back. And then Gilmour, the 4th of the night for Toronto. Sharks on the attack again with 5:30 remaining. And the Leafs are going to clear that puck every opportunity they get now. Irbe was 35 feet out and shoot that one ahead. It's broken up at the line. Ozelinch lost it. McCown chopped it, and it's out again. Norton backing up and leaving it for Larionov. A quick pass to Norton, back to Larionov. He's been the goal scorer for the Sharks tonight. 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Toronto Maple Leafs 4, the San Jose Sharks 1. Vancouver Canucks waiting the outcome of this one. If it's the Leafs, they will play here at Maple Leaf Gardens Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. If it's the Sharks, and they can come back in this one to win it, it'll be in Vancouver, 9 o'clock Eastern. On Molson Hockey Night in Canada, 4:30 left in the third. And time running out on these Sharks. They need one in a hurry. It's centered. Potvin was down, and the Leafs have the puck. Right in front of his own net was Berg, escaped to center. Tried to lift it by Krupa, misfired on it. Larionov is always back there, picking up the puck from his defenseman. He started the play away for Duchesne. Down to the right side and centered it all the way back and out. 4 minutes left. Clark intercepting. Ellick chased by Clark. Puck back of the net for Krupa, the young defenseman coming away with Peterson. Shot to the line and near center. Ellick dishes off to Dahlin coming in. Dahlin goes the other way with it, right in front. Duchesne fanned on it. Duchesne takes it around the net, and Gilmour tries to check him. Rouse went over there, leaving Ellick open. It is centered, and Gilmour hooked it back at the goal again, took a shot on the jaws. He did. It comes to Wendel Clark. He poked it down for Larionov. Clark is going for the net. Here's the pass back, Gartner. And he drives it wild, and Clark was the only thing that got in the net on that play. Boy, was he flying. Gilmour in there. Clark tipped it just wide. What a game Wendel Clark is playing for his club tonight. He's everywhere, and he nearly tipped that one in. Clark gets a hand from this big crowd. He is doing it all tonight. Say enough or too much about Wendel Clark tonight. Started the game with a hit or two, didn't he? First 15, 20 seconds. And then kept lacing and kept going. He has 2 goals and an assist.
And ask Tom Peterson how many hits. Peterson has been jolted about 6 times by Clark. The C is on the right man for the Leafs, as it so often has in this building.
From the blue line, the Leafs. Whitney stopped the shot from Gill. Under 3 minutes left in the third period. Puck is flipped down on the left side, and Norton is back there to give it to Whitney. 2:45 left. 4-1 Toronto. Here's Norton. Boy, he's a great skater going in to set it up in front for Falloon. He's checked. Andreychuk is waiting for Vanderbilt, and he gives it to him now. Vanderbilt trying to go in. He tried to drop it back and could not beat Whitney with the move. 2:25 left. There's Baker dropping it for Whitney. And Andreychuk got back to force him to make a circle. And now they lose it. And it's cleared to center. Todd Gill was racing away there. 2:10 left, third period to Krupa. Falloon played in where Lefebvre takes over and gives it to Allen. Allen of the Maple Leafs lifting a high one inside the San Jose line. Under 2 minutes left in the third period, and Zessel checking closely again. 1:50 left, and a joyous crowd is rising to its feet here at Maple Leaf Gardens. 7th game of the Stanley Cup Series, and they're leading 4-1. That's a comfortable lead. Makarov, who's been a standout in the playoffs, went in around the net, skated around, left the puck in there. They fall on it. 1:31 left, and the crowd cheering now.
The telex is gone. We'll see you Monday in the Maple Leaf Gardens. Cliff Fletcher, the proud manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Arturs Irbe is out of the net for 1 minute 31 seconds. The Sharks, who haven't given up one stride, are going to take a run at the Leafs till that final buzzer.
Well, if they could bag one right here, winning this face-off, as they have done. Pass through the crease. Peterson chopped it behind the net. Gilmour took a swing at it. Whitney failed to come up with it. There's Hellick turning it back to the line. Larionov drives the shot. Another shot. That's blocked. Lefebvre with 1:10 remaining. Makarov on the boards. Makarov trying to center. Does. It was tipped to the line. Larionov again. In for Hellick. Centered. Potvin down. He'll hold it. As Dolan stepped to the net and tipped it up high. And it hit Potvin. Top shoulder. Bounced down in front of him. He held it. A minute left. 1 minute left in the third.
Well, San Jose are swallowing a bitter pill out there in Northern California. They should be very proud of their team. They've had great management by the boss, Dean Lombardi. Great coaching by Constantine and his staff. Excellent scouting by Chuck Grillo and his staff. And Bob, a dedicated group of players who gave all they had.
People kept telling me that the San Jose Sharks would not be a factor. Who's kidding who? They defeated Detroit, and I guess people kept wondering what's happened to Detroit. Well, give the Sharks some credit. Now they've gone 7 games with Toronto. I think this team is better than people think.
I think they've proved that without question. The Leafs will be the only team in the Final Four that was there last year.
The Leafs have a shot at the empty net. It's Osborne. He poked it ahead. He'd love to see Berg get one. Berg is in there. He might get one if he wants to come out the right way. Left, right, the other way. Can't hang on to it. It's in front anyway. 40 seconds remaining. Sharks net empty. Larionov up there. Centered it. Allen shoots it down the ice. It'll be 27 seconds remaining on that icing call against Toronto. The Leafs are leading 4-1, and they again jump to their feet at Maple Leaf Gardens.
team. Well, we are down to 27 seconds remaining in this hockey game. The San Jose Sharks have something great to think about in the summer months. Next season, they've got something to work on. The young defenseman Trouba, the young defenseman Ozelinch. They've got another pretty good pick coming over. McCown dumping it to the corner. The Leafs do not get it out. 20 seconds. Line Larionov, another pass. Larionov, another pass. Alex shot. It'll come over the line. 10 seconds remaining. And the Leafs will advance against the Vancouver Canucks in the Western Conference Final. It ends up with a Leaf net. It's going to be 4-2. The Leafs were trying to shoot it down the ice. It hit Potvin or somebody in front and went in the net. You know, I don't think anybody was looking.
Was the time gone? That's my question. It's 0 on the clock at center ice. It's a moot point. What's the difference? Pat Burns over to congratulate the Shark coaching staff.
You see the referee talking to Captain Wendel Clark, and this is Terry Brigson coming over now to the penalty timekeeper's bench, and an announcement will be made whether that in fact is a goal or not.
If it was a goal, they're supposed to face the puck off the center ice because it would mean it came in regulation time. No doubt about it. Who plays Vancouver? They like it at the Sky Dome. They like it at the Gardens. They like it on the ice. The San Jose Sharks, a gallant battle. And they have made it tough for the Leafs when they start Monday night against Vancouver.
Felix Potvin, the final score then is 4-2. Well, hats off to San Jose. A job well done.